welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
And we are here for the first regular season preview of the year. The Cleveland Browns visiting your Carolina Panthers.
Whoop, whoop.
We're here to tell you why the Panthers are going to win this game.
Spoiler. I mean, we haven't even done our, game prediction yet. But we did predict it earlier this week. So,
we did. So we're going to tell you how that's going to happen. But first, we want to thank a very special somebody.
Oh, that just sounds creepy the way you said that. Creepy in a not so good way.
So our podcast host Anchor allows for support, right? If you wanted to support the podcast through monetary means, you can do that through Anchor, and on every podcast there's a little link that allows you to support the show. Andrew C, I'm not going to say his full last name just in case he doesn't want us to. We definitely appreciate you with your support. And if you'd like, shoot us an email, mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. We'll send you some swag. So that's how we roll.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys, all of you guys, not just Andrew C, everybody, but especially Andrew C today. He's number one fan.
And if you're listening on a podcast, make sure subscribe to our channel. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. It helps us out.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Yeah, and all the podcast listeners, check out our YouTube channel. You can see our beautiful faces. Give us a like and subscribe there.
And I've been secretly putting something in our thumbnails the past couple weeks. So if you can find that out.
Is it part of your body?
No, not. Okay. You already know.
I know, but it was funny to say that. I took my son this evening to Bank of America Stadium. Bradley Bozeman and his wife Nikki had a charity event where we packed up a bunch of snack packs for kids around the area that may be wanting for food. So I took my 5-year-old boy Chase, and we went and did that. That was a lot of fun. Got to meet Matt Rule, Bradley Bozeman, of course. Taylor Moton was there. I think DJ Moore was there. So I got to kind of, wish everybody luck individually before the season starts. So that was really cool and really worthwhile. So just want to give a shout out to the Bozeman Foundation. If you guys get a chance next year or whenever they do another one, I recommend helping out. It was a really cool experience.
Now, did you tell Matt Rule that me and him have a clean slate at the beginning of the year? Because I know he's worried.
I did. I said, you know what, Jerry has given you a second chance, and I saw his face just like it was like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He was so happy. Pat Elfline also. I told Pat Elfline, I said, you know what, we're putting all of our stuff in the past, and it's time to go.
Yeah,
we're ready to go. So Pat he was also everybody just super nice. Like you could not meet a nicer group of people. So very cool. All right, so before we get to the game preview, there's a little bit of news to talk about. Jerry, take it away.
Yeah, as predicted, Davion Nixon was signed to the practice squad. I kind of felt that once he cleared waivers, that was exactly what was going to happen, and it happened.
Are you surprised he cleared waivers?
A little bit. I know there was a lot of people that were interested in last year, so I'm not that surprised, but I am a little surprised. That being said, glad to have him on the practice squad. Wouldn't be shocked if he got raised up during the season, depending on who we are playing. This week, I think they really want to focus on taking out the run game, and I think that's why.
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries can happen, and he could very easily end up back on the team. So I'm glad that he's on the practice squad. He's a developmental guy, so bring him back.
Yeah. Also, the Panthers have named their captains for 2022. Obviously, it shakes out if injuries happen or, a player misses a game. But your captains are Christian McCaffrey, Shaq Thompson, Taylor Moton, Dante Jackson, Brian Burns, J.J. Jansen, Jeremy Chin, and Baker Mayfield.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time Baker Mayfield has been a Panthers captain.
Yes, it is. Yes. I think it's also Jeremy Chin's first year.
I was going to say, I think Jeremy Chin,
and the rest were all.
Maybe Dante Jackson, was he
No, he was
the
hit last
captain
year, I
last year?
believe.
Okay.
Um,
Good for all of them. I'm glad they made Baker a captain.
I feel like it was obvious. Most quarterbacks
Yeah.
all automatically get the C.
Well, there
Johnny
was a
Heck,
while where wasn't there a while where Cam wasn't a captain?
yeah, and there was a lot
That
of
was a kind of a
controversy
big
of
deal. Yeah.
yeah. Johnny Hecker's the only one that I was kind of shocked didn't get it, but he hasn't been here. And JJ Jansen's like, you know, been
Yeah.
here since the Fox era.
Representing the special teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to those guys. No big surprises there, other than maybe Hecker not being captain. But all right, let's take a look at the injury list. Luckily for the Panthers, it is extremely light. Eddie Pinheiro, our brand new kicker, has a hip issue, but he was a full participant in practice both yesterday and today. So seems like he's going to be out there. Hopefully, he's at full strength.
Yeah, he was actually shocked he was on the report. He said, "Oh,
Okay.
I feel fine. Yeah, I have a little, back issue, but he goes, nothing that's gonna stop me from kicking or giving me any issues kicking. But I'm fine. I'm gonna be out there." So
Okay, good. Giovanni Ricci, hip issue as well, limited practice. And then Chris McCaffrey showed up on the report today, but just got a little cut on his shin, is my understanding, and
yeah,
no big deal.
he got a cleat to the shin. It got a cut, Band-Aid. He's fine. No worries. When I first saw it, I freaked out a little bit too.
I know. I think everyone saw him show up on the. You never want to show up on the injury report on Thursday. That's not a good idea. For the Browns, it is a much longer list. Jadeveon Clowney listed with an illness and an elbow. He is a full participant in practice today. Probably will play in the game. I would
Thursday.
Today, Thursday. Yep. Jack Conklin, offensive tackle with a knee injury, limited practice. Grant Delpit, safety, limited practice. The rest of these guys are full practice. AJ Green, Ronnie Harrison, DB, Chris Hubbard, offensive tackle, Isaiah Thomas, defensive end. And let's see, Greedy Williams, that's a great name. Cornerback, hamstring, did not practice today, Thursday. Chase Winovich, defensive end, full practice today. And Mike Woods, wide receiver, limited practice. So I'm not sure if any of those guys.
Greedy Williams is a pretty big deal if he doesn't go. And a hamstring can always linger. Obviously, he didn't practice today. I would assume they probably wanted to keep him out just to try to rest that hamstring. You know how they linger and stuff. But other than that, the Jack Conklin, knee injury, even though he limited practice, might play a little bit of a deal. But especially if it's going to be raining and, a lot of mudslinging, power rushing game.
Yeah. We'll talk about the weather here in a minute. But yeah, that's the injury reports. Luckily, coming into the season, Panthers pretty healthy. Aside from losing our starting kicker and our backup quarterback, looking pretty good. So, all right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with the game preview. Support for MeowMix is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate in men's hygiene. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code MeowMix at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, Jerry, and I do this math every single time we read this, it's right around 12 million balls have trusted Manscaped.
Yeah. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and I dare I say, greatest ball trimmer ever. Their fourth generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has a 4000K LED spotlight you need for more precision cutting. And so you can see, where you can't typically see.
Yeah, true. And if you thought that was good, Jerry, you want to take your grooming game even further? The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. So, you got below the waist taken care of, you got above the waist taken care of. Manscaped will do it all.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code MeowMix at manscaped.com. That's 20% with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code MeowMix. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
All right. Jerry, you got written down here the Panthers are 1.5 point favorites. They've been 2.5 point favorites all week. Did that
Yep.
change?
Yes, I mean that's what I'm showing. I mean, there's a couple lines that show 2.5, but most of them are currently showing 1.5 when I looked it up.
Okay, well, it's been bet down a little bit then. Yeah, depending on where you go, 1.5 or 2.5 points.
Yeah.
Which I was a little surprised that they were favored. I mean, it is a home game, I guess, and it is Jacoby Brissett starting for the Browns, so maybe that makes sense. But over under is 42.5 points in the rain, which is going to be part of our keys to the game is the weather. 42.5 might be about right.
Well,
maybe even a little high.
I also read, first of all, it's supposed to rain on Sunday. That's going to be one of our key things is how much rain. I did read a current weather report about 3 hours ago on Thursday, so, 5 o'clock p.m. Thursday, that one of the reporters or weather report guys said it's going to be sprinkling. It's not going to be this major downpour that everybody thinks it is going to be, that it's more off and on sprinkling. So hopefully that's
scattered showers potentially.
Yeah, scattered misting and stuff. So it's going to make
I hope that's the case.
Me too.
Because that would be a real bummer. So for our first, we're not going to get to see Baker air it out as much as we'd hope. I mean, that would kind of suck.
And let's be honest, that would go directly to Cleveland being, the favorites because they have Nick Chubb, they have Kareem Hunt. They don't have to rely on Jacoby Brissett if both teams really can't pass the ball because they could just keep pounding the rock. I mean,
and that goes to our very first key of the game here, Jerry. Panthers is going to have to work on stopping the run. Cleveland averaged 145 rushing yards per game last year.
Yeah.
While the Panthers gave up an average of 113 yards per game, which honestly feels a little low to me because it seemed like everybody was running all over us last year.
It was at the beginning and middle of the season, and it did kind of start going down towards the end of the season. I do remember that. I remember one game we had a 40-yard rushing.
Yeah.
And that was it. So that's it. One key thing here is Nick Chubb likes to run majority to over the left end and up the middle. He really didn't run behind Jack Conklin. So that's kind of a good feel. Big thing is Brian Burns is going to have to contain him. We know he loves getting after the quarterback. And with Jacoby Brissett back there, knowing that he can rattle him, he's got to stay focused on Nick Chubb. I know I want sacks too, but let's contain Chubb first.
Yeah, I mean, and you can bring linebacker help down and stuff like that to help maybe even bring Chin down, a little bit to help Burns there. But yeah, that's going to be a huge key of the game is to keep Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both contained.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you need to keep Cleveland under 100 should we keep maybe under our average, under 113 yards would be a good metric for the Panthers to shoot for? 110 yards under?
It really depends. It kind of depends on the way this game goes. If it is that rainy game, I think 125 less is fine. Because I don't fear Jacoby Brissett. I do not fear Amari Cooper. I do not fear Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones are good. They're good players. But Jacoby Brissett is not going to be able to get them the ball like that. So I would say under. Under 125 is a good benchmark. Honestly, if they could rush for 150, but our secondary does what we think our secondary could do, we could still win this game. But it's just really
maybe a better.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe a better way to think about it is try to keep them under 3.5 yards a rush or something like that, because they could run it 40 times if Jacoby Brissett sucks as much as we think he does. And run for 150 yards, but have 3 yards of carry. that's going to be good for the Panthers. So maybe that's our metric. We look at, something like 3.7 yards and under or something like that.
Now,
but overall, just need to contain the run.
yeah, real quickly, I know this isn't a key to our game, but Jacoby Brissett, he averages 60% forced passing. So not the greatest. And he only averages less than 200 yards throwing the ball per start. I only pulled his starting stats. I didn't want to go to like mop-up duty. And then he averages 1 touchdown to a half an interception a game. So again, I'm not afraid of Jacoby Brissett. Just not.
Yeah. He's just not a good quarterback. He's just
Yeah.
Yeah. What's our next key here?
Not surprising with the way last year went. We need to protect Baker Mayfield quarterback. It's last year probably the worst offensive line in the league. We revamped it. There's a lot of new starting pieces. Hopefully they're blending well. A key one would be Ike Ekwonu will have to slow down Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had a 25% win percentage in his pass rushing according to PFF. Like 1 in 3 or 4 times he rushed the passer, he won.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't mean he necessarily got there, but he beat that tackle. So they may need to keep.
That's one every 4 downs, basically. Like that's a lot every.
Myles Garrett's one of the best in the league. There's no doubt about it. Top 5 easily. They probably will need to keep Ian Thomas or Tommy Tremble or the running back there to chip away. With CMC, I would say probably not use the running back just because, he's such a dangerous weapon. So.
Well, and that's not us saying that Icky is bad or anything like that.
No.
We know one of Icky's weaknesses is pass.
And it's week 1.
At the moment.
It's
week 1. He's a rookie, and he's going up against Myles Garrett. Like, he's going to need a little bit of help.
Yes.
that's okay.
That was not me dogging Icky. That's me just saying, hey, let's be realistic here. He's not going to be able to one-on-one Myles Garrett all game long and win.
Right. Probably not. Now, if he does, then my God, how excited would we be? But
exactly.
Realistically, Myles Garrett gets past the best left tackles in the game.
Yeah.
And Icky's a rookie, and Myles Garrett's really looking forward to that matchup. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. I would say, just to kind of put a number on this, maybe try to keep the QB hits, QB hurries under like 5 or 6. Maybe that's unrealistic, but I think that would be a really good day.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to think too, Baker's going to be fired up for this game, so he's going to definitely be calling out protection, knowing where Myles Garrett is. Davian Clowney is good, but he doesn't scare me like Myles Garrett does.
Yeah, and that would be kind of another, I think, key thing for me would be just for Baker to not try too hard, right? Like,
yes.
Try hard, but don't try to force things, right? Don't try to make things happen that just are not going to happen. Don't put the ball into those windows where, there's 3 guys around and it's obviously a bad throw. Baker has a tendency to do that sometimes. He's going to be so up for this game. And he's downplaying it. He's doing a good job of, not going too hard. But that dude is fired up.
Well,
he cannot wait.
Well, he says he kind of is bringing it back to when he was released or however they did it in college from Texas Tech, and then he went to Oklahoma, and then he played them. He scored like 40 points, over 40 points each time. He's like, I'm trying to keep it
right? Like,
he's trying to keep it focused like that, and I can't blame him. Yeah. He's like, okay, I got to play within my means, and hopefully he does.
But I hope so. But another key here, we got CMC back. CMC is healthy. CMC is going to play.
He is not healthy. He has a cut on his shin from a cleat.
True. Maybe that was like something that they put him on the injury report because, like, hey guys, we don't know. Cleveland, like,
it could get affected.
He's not going to be 100%. Yeah.
Knock on wood. Like, I'm as a Panther fan.
but yeah, getting CMC going, obviously as he goes, the Panthers go. We saw that last year. Um, so I mean, I'm thinking, he's gonna be used a lot. I hope they don't overuse him. I hope that he does not get 30 touches in this game
Mm-hmm.
like he got week 1 of last year. Um, but that linebacker that Cleveland drafted last year, JOK, Jeremiah Awusa Karamoa.
Yeah, I
Sounds
can't
about
say it.
right.
I just call him JOK too. I
JOK,
was kind
yeah.
of hoping we would draft him then, but we
Well,
we
he
traded
fell in the
back.
draft.
We
Yeah,
traded back.
that's right, we did. Did we end up with Terrace Marshall instead of JOK in that round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not a great move there, but yeah, he'll likely be kind of the linebacker in charge of watching CMC in pass coverage. Jerry's got written down here. He had a 67.4 PFF grade in coverage, which is really good for a rookie.
He was the best linebacker they had last year
Yeah.
against the run and in coverage. So I assume that they're going to pit him against Christian McCaffrey on both. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
but yeah, very good against the pass for especially for last year. I expect him probably to grow as a player, and then again against the rush, he was the highest rated linebacker. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
I'd say that's good for a rookie. That's just good for a linebacker. Like,
yeah
that's
I
just a really good season.
yeah Cleveland gave up an average of 109 rushing yards last year, so they're very similar to the Panthers. They gave up 4 yards less. One thing I did see when I was going through their stats and who's starting and stuff, their weakness on the defensive line seems to be up the middle. Jordan Elliott, Taven Bryan, neither one of them have really great PFF grades against the run. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where you have to take it towards them. Bradley
Yeah.
Bozeman, Austin Corbett, and Brady Christensen have to get it. Have to get at those guys to open up those
At
holes.
Elfline.
Do we know if it's Outline or if it's Bozeman?
My understanding is Elfline will be starting.
Okay.
That's the depth chart that the Panthers release has Elfline as the starter.
Okay.
Which Bozeman coming off that injury, still kind of getting back. He actually had a press conference today, and he was just talking about how good it was just to be back out there. Like but he's still ramping back up. So not a surprise that Elfline will be starting. But yeah, I mean with Garrett and Clowney on either side of that defensive line, we know what Garrett is. Clowney is a bit up and down. Certainly
Mm-hmm.
did not live up to his pre-draft hype, in terms of his career. But he's still pretty good, and
Oh yeah, I'm not.
he can get to the quarterback like anytime.
And luckily, we do have Taylor Moton, one of the better right
Right.
tackles in the league. So I don't want to make you consider Clowney nothing. Clowney is a really good player too.
Yeah.
I mean, this defense has a lot of good players.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not act like this team is not good. They are a very
Yeah.
good team. And if they had Deshaun Watson, everybody would be picking them to
There
win.
would be no 1.5 point favorite for the Panthers in this game if it was Deshaun Watson. We know
Yeah.
that.
I
It'd probably
mean,
be
there's
like a 3 or 4 point Cleveland
I mean,
line.
Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome. They're good
They're
corners.
very good. Yeah,
I
very
mean,
good.
so
Denzel Ward's really good.
so again, let's not overlook this team. Let's kind of focus in on this and really take it to them and play our hearts out.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think the rain, assuming that it's more than just a sprinkle, do you think the rain benefits Cleveland more than it benefits us? Or do you
Absolutely.
think it's about the same? You think
I
so?
would say because again, I'm not I think our secondary is our strength of our team. J.C.
Mm-hmm.
Horn, Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson. I have a feeling if I would love to get out early on this game. Get up
Yeah.
14, 17 points, get them behind, and make Jacoby Brissett try to beat you with his arm. And I think J.C. Horn, I think those guys could pick him off a few times. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
and I think Rain
I
completely takes that away.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it kind of puts both teams in a similar position to where you're going to be running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless. I like, I like CMC better than Chubb and Hunt. The 1-2 punch of Chubb and Hunt is obviously better than the 1-2 punch of CMC and whoever, Chuba or Foreman. So there is that, but yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. It probably does benefit Cleveland a little more.
All right. Any last thoughts of the matchups or anything before we go on to our predictions?
Just that I agree with you. I think if we can get up early in this game, and that is something that the Panthers did a decent amount last year. I mean, we were leading, like you've said, we were leading in 10 games that we lost ultimately last year. So, the first quarter, the Panthers are really good. I mean,
Yeah.
typically. So it's possible we can get up on this team, and then if you got Brissett throwing, who knows?
Yeah, and you make those halftime adjustments. I want to
Yeah,
see in-game movement this year.
yeah. That's gonna be the key for Rule, I think, to show that he's grown as a coach.
Yeah.
Is to make those in-game coaching moves that the great ones do. All right. Beer bet of the week.
Beer bet of the week. Oh, it's been a while since I've done that. My throat.
All right. So we're gonna look at Christian McCaffrey. It's been a while since we've been able to do a Christian McCaffrey beer bet. We're gonna set the over/under total yards from scrimmage. That's gonna be passing and rushing at 150.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going over. I think that they're going to lean on McCaffrey. I think he's going to have a couple of big plays, and he's going to go over 150.
I'm gonna go under, and I think they're gonna try to lean back on him. I think that they will use him, but I don't think they're going to have him get 30 touches a game like they were last year and
Mm-hmm.
the year before after two. They went and got Deontay Foreman. They had Baker Mayfield. I would not be shocked if they also wanted Baker to win this game to make it kind of to give him that head held high walking into that press conference that game,
Yeah.
not him handing the ball off 30 times. Now, if it rains, I mean, I'm going to lose this bet probably. But, I mean, if it really pours, I'm going to lose this bet. But I think if they could, do some play action, get Baker going, get him at least 250 through the air and a touchdown or two, I think they really want to do that to lift his spirits, kind of. Also, the fans, as much as they don't try to
Mhm.
listen to the fans, I think they would want to try to rally up the fans.
Yeah, agreed. And I don't know about the rain. I mean, the rain could really make CMC not have as good a day because then the Panthers are running,
Yeah.
right? The box is stacked. So, all right, let's move on to bold predictions. Jerry, what is your bold prediction for this game?
I am going to say that the Browns have 3 turnovers.
Mm.
Um, I really think at least 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. That's my bold prediction.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking along the same lines, but I'm going to go with my second prediction here. Robbie Anderson has over 100 yards receiving in this game, bringing it back.
Oh, I feel
Last
like he
year, that
does
was
that
my
every.
bold prediction, like 8 weeks in a row. But this time it's going to happen. I think the Mayfield Anderson connection is going to be, it's going to make us all look at the Darnold year last year and be like, well, that was the problem, right?
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah. All right,
Nick,
Jerry, now's the time.
all right. You want to
What
go
is the final
first?
score of this game? Yeah, I'll go first. Um, I think the Panthers win this game, obviously. I think the Panthers win the game by more than the 1.5 point spread, but not much more. I'm going to go 21-17. Carolina Panther victory.
You know what's funny is I think that was my original saying when we did the Dog Pound podcast. Um, I'm actually going to go
Wow.
19-13 Panthers. I think the
Okay.
rain kind of
Taking the rain into account.
drew my score back. Either way, I think both of us have the under, so that may be the bet to go with.
That might be the way to go. Yeah. If you're betting this game, Jerry the Shark says go under.
I don't know. I
Jerry the
don't.
Shark. Oh, this is a new thing. Jerry the Shark. All right. Well, that is the game prediction. We're going to check out, let's see, we've got a couple of NFC South games here. We always like to touch on those. Divisional matchup here, the Saints at the Falcons. Who do you think wins that one, Jerry?
I think the Saints are. The Saints are still a
Yeah.
better team. I don't think I'm not buying into all the hype, but Atlanta's just not a very good team right now.
Well, give me one thing that you're interested about in that game.
Will God smite the stadium and both teams will be able to play? I don't know.
I mean, it's the matchup of the number 1, number 2 pick of
Honestly,
that one draft.
Mariota. I'm very curious on how Mariota is going to play. After looking at his stats a week ago, I was actually shocked. He played pretty good. It wasn't great, obviously. He got benched for Tannehill. Excuse me. But I do think I am interested in how they play him.
I would agree. I think that's I think Tannehill excuse me, not Tannehill. Mariota is going to be really interesting to watch with that team. They don't really have very good receivers on that team. I don't think they have a very good running game on that team either. They definitely don't have a good defense. So I think Mariota is going to be throwing the ball a lot. The other matchup here, Tampa Bay at the Dallas Cowboys. That's the Sunday night game, I believe.
It is.
That's going to be a fun one. Obviously, the one thing I'm interested in that game is Tom Brady, seeing how he looks after missing some time
and his
maybe
facelift?
not really. Well, the rumor now is that he and Giselle are on the rocks.
Dude,
so.
I don't care. He may be on the rocks, but
he's still going to be.
He still has a facelift or Botox in that time that he was off.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I think he's just a good looking man.
That doesn't move his facial features.
Is he the Tom Cruise of the NFL? Would you say that? The Tom Cruise of the NFL?
No.
Kinda
I don't know what
but still really getting it done. Must watch.
I don't consider Tom Cruise must watch.
What? Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
Okay, one movie. No, I have not.
All
but
the
I do
Mission
want to
Impossibles are great. Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah, you're missing out. You need to check that out. All right. Yeah. So the Tom Cruise of the NFL going against the Cowboys. That should be a fun game. Any final thoughts here, Jerry, before we sign off?
Oh man, I would love to win this game. I would love to come out, win this game, give Baker that little pep in his step going into next week. Just love it. Really hope it happens.
I'm excited. I hope that we come out of this game healthy as we came into it. I'm interested to watch Pinheiro kick. I hope that he can do a very good Zane Gonzalez impersonation. But obviously, just watching Baker out there with his new team, seeing how he's got control of the offense, it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's time.
Yep. We want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMix Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. If you leave us a 5-star review with a comment, we'll read it on the show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube.
We'll be back Sunday afternoon to recap the Carolina Panthers' massive victory over the Cleveland Browns. Until then, everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding.
Wow.